10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna drink that bottle over there. I'm sinking it down. Oh, I ain't gotta care.
Hi, and welcome to Dax Chats. In this episode, we're speaking to a Queenslander. She's from just out of Rockhampton, to the west of Rockhampton, and she's on a cattle farm where she still currently lives and works and breathes cattle. And she basically sold a couple of bulls to pay for her album. It was produced by Shane Nicholson down on the Central Coast, and the three singles that have come out so far are absolutely brilliant. The first single being Humming Chain. The second single is called Devil's Drink, and she's just released a third single, which we'll talk about very shortly. I'm talking about Camille Trail, and today Dax chats to Camille Trail, and here she is right now. G'day, Camilla.
Hi.
Camille. Oh my goodness, Camille. How dare
That's
I
all
make
right.
that mistake?
Lots of people make that mistake. I think someone has even pronounced it camel before. I was like, oh no.
Camel, that's great.
Yeah.
So you're just outside of Rockhampton, to the west of Rockhampton, on a cattle farm of all places, a cattle ranch, or whatever you want to call it, cattle station, and you still work the land. You're still doing everything out there and creating this wonderful music. Tell us about your journey from the cattle station to the music.
Yeah, so I started playing the piano when I was about 8. And really, I didn't really think about it as a career. I just did it for fun, and I was always singing around the house. And when I went to high school, I actually found out that it was a career. There was like singer-songwriters, and I thought, oh, that's cool. And after I finished school, I wanted to go to uni and study a Bachelor of Music doing songwriting. And my parents are the most supportive people that you could ever have. So they were like, you got to follow your dreams, you got to do it. So yeah, it was a bit scary at first, leaving the farm and going to the big city, but it's Brisbane, so it was really nice.
Yeah, so you went to what is it, JMC, to do your bachelor's, and you finished that in 2019, right?
I finished that at the end of 2018.
2018, right?
Yeah.
And then you've been writing music. You've sent the demos to Shane Nicholson. You just threw it out there, hoping for the best. Saying, let's see if you can do this. And he was very enthusiastic and thought, yes, let's go and do this. He's created some magic. He's absolutely created some magic. Shane Nicholson's a brilliant character.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. I think because I grew up listening to Shane, so he's been an idol of mine for a long time. And when I sent him my demos, I was like, oh, he won't reply. And the worst thing that can happen is just he won't reply. And when he did, then he's like, oh, hey, I love your songs. I'd love to record your album. I was so excited. I think I rang my mum and dad and I screamed for like 15 minutes. I was so excited.
Well, yeah, I mean, getting a big name like that, when I think his ex-father-in-law has just produced a track that I co-wrote. So I was pretty stoked with
cool.
that. I was pretty stoked with that, getting a message from the artist that's recording it, and saying that Bill Chambers is going to produce it. I was like, hey.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I was probably doing exactly what you were doing, jumping around the living room going, yeah.
Yeah, pinching yourself.
Yeah. So, and then when I heard a demo of it. I posted something on Facebook, and he actually replied. I didn't expect him to reply either. It's like, he's like, glad you
Oh,
like the
wow.
song. I'm like, okay. So I still don't. I still don't know when the actual version's coming out. I'm still waiting.
You'd think you'd get a little sneak peek.
Well, I've had a rough peek of it, but it's not my song. I just co-wrote it. I mean, I wrote the song and then put it in someone else's hands, and they touched it up and put it back in my hands. So that was all done during this pandemic, which has been a crazy year. How's it been for you in the pandemic? You've been releasing these great songs, and how's it been to release music during a year where you can't actually go and perform to the crowds and get new followers? And how have you been coping with all that?
It's been really hard, I think, especially because I'm a new artist, and the way you get your name out there is to do live gigs. And obviously when you're not able to do that, it's almost a little frustrating because it feels like you're not moving anywhere. But I think with just releasing the singles and just keeping on top of social media, that's just the best you can do, I suppose. But I guess I've been lucky to be in a place where I've still got my job on the farm, so I'm still making some money, and I'm in a healthy place. So I guess I'm luckier than most people.
So I want to talk about the first single, which we just said off screen was an independent release, and so it went a bit under the radar. Nobody really knows that it's there. It's called Humming Chain. Talk us through that track.
Yeah, this one, it was a bit of a dark song to release as my debut single. I wrote it about the African American slavery. And I wrote this when I was studying at uni. And I just wanted to write something that was about something that was important, and it wasn't just like a random love song. Like, I love songs, but I wanted my first kind of introduction into the world to be something serious. And I love all the darker lyrics like that too. I think my parents get a little worried sometimes.
They think you're suffering from depression. Be careful.
They're like, "Are you okay, Camille?"
Yeah, that's right. It's a brilliant track. I had to listen to it. I watched the video today, and the video totally fits in with the sound of the cause that you were singing about. You had the chain with the hook, and you're dragging the chain with you. It was a brilliant idea. Whoever did was it Duncan Toombs that did that? The filmer did that?
No, that was my friend from uni. His name is Jonathan Trivett. He's from Skate Visuals. He's very like a small kind of film business, but he's amazing. I think that was actually his first music video he's done as well. So he's very talented.
Very, very good. Very well done. Very well done. So then the popular release, because obviously then you went to Tamworth, and you got to sing alongside Shane, sold bulls to record an album.
Yeah, I don't think that happens very often, apparently.
Well, anything we can do, anything you need to do what you want to do. That's it. That's it. All right. Get rid of a couple of bulls.
Yeah.
That's it. So now that performance, you were only like a supporting performance. You were just singing a duet with him from his album. But that experience there and Tamworth that year led to signing with the independent label Compass Brothers. Talk us through how that happened.
Yeah, so that was really exciting. Originally, when I recorded the album with Shane kind of hooked Graham and I up. We didn't meet face to face, just kind of on emails. And we had talked a bit, but timing didn't really work out. And then when it came to Devil's Drink, we got in contact again. And then we said, all right, well, let's meet up at Tamworth. And Graham came to one of my shows and we met in person. And yeah, and then after I sang with Shane, we kind of said, all right, let's lock it in. And yeah, I started working with Compass Bros. So that has been amazing. And Graham is so good to work with. I'd be lost without him.
And for people that don't know who Compass Brothers are, Compass Brothers is an independent label that basically their first major signing was Adam Brand back in the 90s. So there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, very
So
cool.
yeah, so you're among a good name of a good group of artists that Compass Brothers have actually had on their books.
Yeah, I feel very privileged to be have my name a part of theirs.
Mm. So the second single was, of course, Devil's Drink. Now that's another awesome song, another awesome video clip. Just where do these inspirations come from? Talk us through the song and tell us where you got the inspiration for this song.
Yeah, this song it was very different when I wrote it. Most songs when I write them, I know exactly what it's about straight away. And this song, as I was writing it I had no idea what it was about. I was like, what is this song about? And it wasn't until I finished it that I kind of realized the connection it had to myself. So that was really cool. It was almost like a little self-discovery. But pretty much the song is about trying to outrun something that you just can't shake off, and you're just trying to get rid of it. And just no matter what you do, you can't get away from it. So it could be something serious. It could be something very small, but I think it's pretty a universal message. So yeah.
Again, it's another dark video clip. It's a video clip that basically has the devil following you around, and everybody that catches his gaze ends up with these red eyes looking back at you, and it's a very interesting video clip. Very good, very well done again.
Yeah, this one, the Devil's Drink video was done by Duncan Toombs at the Filmery. So we put all of his magic on that one.
Yes, he did a very good job. It was brilliant. Now, so that's done very well. I've been playing that ever since it came out, which is fantastic. But now you've brought out a new song. Now, I just want to say that your father said that you've never actually written a drinking song, and every country artist should have a drinking song. So this song is called Little History, and it is a drinking song. It's a party song. I like it. It's a very different expression for you. It's more lighthearted. It's a nice light, colorful, airy video clip. It's very good. Very well done.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it was about time that we released something that wasn't as dark and serious as the others, because I'm actually a very kind of goofy, weird person. I'm very happy all the time. So we didn't want people thinking I was just devils.
Oh, I don't want to be this dark person all my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the inspiration behind the song? Obviously your dad, but what else?
Yeah, I just wanted to write a lighthearted song, and it's really about just letting go of everything that's happening at the moment, all of your worries and all of your troubles, and just thinking, I'm just going to worry about that in the morning, and I'm going to enjoy the moment right now with some friends if you have a few drinks. So with everything that's going on right now with COVID, I think it's a good message for people to kind of take a step back and have a little breather and just have fun with your friends.
I like how you say on your bio, on your webpage, that it's time to disconnect from even social media and media outlets, and and stop hearing the noise, and it's just time to reflect on what's important to us.
Yeah, I think it's very important, especially for young people as well, with the whole social media. I think people need to remember that you only are seeing the good parts on people's social media, that no one posts about their bad days. So it's almost creating an unrealistic kind of expectation of what young people think their lives should be. So I think it's really important just to step away from all of that stuff and just be with the people who are actually around you physically.
So in saying that about social media and and being able to disconnect from it. How have you been using social media to your advantage for these releases?
Yeah, so I'm not the best social media person. For a young person, I don't really like it. Anytime I don't need to be posting, I enjoy it very much.
Mm.
So it's almost been a bit of a challenge for me having to post more, but really I've just been trying to post more content, post some more videos. I did like a little thing where I got requests from people and I posted them. And I think it's just trying with the releases, trying to get on as many Spotify playlists and Apple Music playlists as you can and trying to get your songs out there. I think that's the best you can really do.
Mm. Have you managed to get any of your songs on the algorithmic playlists, like the Fresh Country playlist, or alt country playlist, or whichever?
We haven't yet for any Spotify playlists, so fingers are crossed for them. We've got
Mhm.
on the Southern Craft playlist. I think it's an Americana alt country playlist
Mhm.
on Apple Music. So that's a nice
Mhm.
one to be a part of.
Yeah, for sure, because you aren't the regular. What do they say? Cowgirl, I suppose. You are very different. I think the vocal is mesmerizing. I think the musicality is also mesmerizing. It's just it takes you
Ah.
away, and it's something that I find. Um, it holds you in for the whole track. So every track that you've brought out so far, there's nothing that's drawn me away from it. I've had to listen to it from start to finish, which that shows how good you are as a songwriter, and the musicality that you've put towards it with the help of Shane Nicholson.
Thank you so much. That's such a beautiful compliment.
Well, it's just true. I mean, obviously I've been listening to Devil's Drink quite a lot, because it
Mm.
plays on the radio station all the time. But the new one and the first one I hadn't really listened to until I did my research today, and I just sat there and I was just mesmerized. I was just sitting there going, "This is just brilliant. It's great."
Yay, I've done my job.
So you've done your job. You've got a fan over here. Um, I guess I guess what the next step is, what is coming for Camille Trail? Because we just heard that Tamworth's going to be cancelled. So Tamworth
Yeah.
2021 is not an option. I will say that as of the time of recording this, it is not exactly cancelled. It is, but the Tamworth Country Music Festival organisers are going to put it to council that they can't justify doing it under the current conditions with COVID. So they're going to ask for it not
Mm.
to happen. Yep.
Which is
So
very sad. Tamworth
it is.
this year is my first time ever performing there. So
Mm,
I was so excited to get back to Tamworth, and it's a bit
mm,
disappointing, really, especially for how long it's been going as well.
mm. Well, I hear the golden guitars are still going to happen, so that's one thing that will still happen in Tamworth.
Mhm.
How that looks, I don't know. If it's going to be a virtual thing, or they're going to get artists to end up in Tamworth anyway. I don't know what that's going to look like. But I don't know. I still think that they're jumping the gun. I really do. I just like. It's only September. It's only the beginning of September. By the time it heats up in Australia, the virus is not going to have any impact on Australian life in summertime. I don't think, because I'm in summer now, where I am in China. We're just moving into autumn now. Um, and it hasn't been a huge impact here. I don't wear a mask on the street. I do my thing normally, like I go about my business day to day. A couple of new cases come in here and there, but they're usually contained pretty quickly. Like today, I looked on the the World Health Meter site today, and there was 8 new cases in China, and that's the whole of China. And China's got 1.4 billion people, so like if that's the case of what it looks like in China, I seriously think by January next year, it's not going to look very, very bad in Australia at all. And I think, I really think that they've jumped the gun, and I think it still should go ahead. That's my point. That's from where I'm standing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's hard because you just don't know if people are going to do the right thing or not. Like lots of people have kind of crossed borders when they're not supposed to, and it makes it hard for everyone who is trying to do the right thing. So if everyone just does the right thing, I think it can knock over pretty quickly if everyone just stays home and kind of kill the virus out, really, hopefully.
Absolutely. I mean, what I think at the worst stage in Victoria's second wave, they were having over 700 cases a day. Now they're under 100 every day. So like it's slowing down in Victoria, I think. And I think the Prime Minister's asking for borders to be eased. He wants things to start moving ahead again. I don't know what's happening in New South Wales. I know there's a couple of hot spots there, and I've heard that Queensland's got a few more cases back, and like but it's only like minimal stuff. Like when you think of how vast Australia is and how great a distance it is, like between Brisbane and Rockhampton. Like okay, if Brisbane's got 10 cases, Rockhampton's got nothing. Like Rockhampton's living free. So I just don't know. I think Tamworth probably could have gone ahead in some capacity, and I think the hardest thing was that because it's not just one, like the Tamworth Country, the Country Music Association of Australia, or the Tamworth Country Music Festival organisers. They're not just the only people. I think it's the individual bars and the individual clubs and the stalls and all that stuff that was a bit hard to figure out. It was like, do we book an artist? Don't we book artists? Social distancing practices. How many people can we have in a venue? Is it going to make enough money for us to be able to actually do the show? I think that's where the problem lies.
Yeah, and I think also too, like the audience, because that's where you get your massive crowds as well, and suddenly we can't have that anymore. So I suppose it's just, even though it's minimal, it's just trying to keep it minimal as well, and hopefully it doesn't spread into a massive third wave. So hopefully it all goes away soon.
Yeah, well, so the question for you is, where do you go from here? What's the next step for Camille Trail? I mean, as you say, you're a brand new budding artist that hasn't been able to get out there and do gigs, which is the way to get your name out there. And so what's next?
I think just trying to play shows when restrictions do lift. And I think being in Queensland, I'm very lucky where we're kind of in a really good place at the moment, even though we've got new cases. I've got a couple musician friends who live in Queensland, so I think we want to try and plan like a little tour so we can go to smaller venues and still kind of get our names out and play. So hopefully that's going to be on what we're going to be doing. So
cool. Well, I look forward to seeing your post to say that you're out on tour. That would be great. Even if it is just in Queensland. I know that Catherine Britt is doing that right now. Catherine Britt's out there doing her what is it called? Pubs tour. So she's just doing small pubs in Queensland. So yeah, that'll be great. All right. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me today. It's been fantastic to have a conversation with you, and we look forward to what's coming for you.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been fun.
No problem. Anytime. So when your next single comes out, don't forget Dax Chats.
We'll send it to you straight away.
No worries. All right. You have a wonderful day, and thank you very much for your time.
You too. Thanks.
No worries. All right, that was Camille Trail, and her brand new track is called Little History. It is playing on the Country Thunder Network. You can go to our website right there, countrythunder.com.au, and you can play it on the player. You can request it from the player straight away. You can vote for it in the Country Thunder 20, or you can get it on your streaming platforms. It's all over the place. You can find it anywhere. Also look her up on her website, camilletrail.com, and check out her socials, Facebook, Instagram, and all of that. Until next time, this is DJ Dax for Dax Chats, which is proudly supported by Neon Horse in Stanhope, Victoria. Bye for now.